Hi, Rainey Bastarach with the American School of Hypnosis. Welcome. Today we're going to speak about part 4 of our 5-part mini-series on how to get more hypnosis clients. What I'm going to speak about today is rattling the corporate bushes. Okay, you're going to be building corporate business. Now, what I mean by that? Well, doing business with business people. Now, a lot of them smoke. A lot of them need confidence, public speaking. So there's a lot of interesting things you can get. But every once in a while, you'll get someone with a larger corporation that might ask you to come over to the office and hypnotize 10 smokers or 15 smokers for them, sometimes even a lot more, because of course they want to have better productivity, and they'll have better productivity by eliminating smokers, by getting people to quit smoking. Number one, they don't have to take as many breaks. Number two, they're going to be healthier. So there's a lot of advantage for that, for basically helping people to quit smoke in the workplace. So what we're going to do is talk to you about how to get out into the corporate area. So to begin rattling the bushes, what you're going to do is begin going to meetings, okay? You want to get dressed up nice, take a whole mess of your packets with you, and start visiting clubs such as Chamber of Commerce clubs. I don't know if you're familiar with the Chamber of Commerce. Pretty much every city of decent size has a Chamber of Commerce. So what I would do is wherever you are, wherever you're practicing, look at all the cities and towns within, let's say, a 50-mile radius, however far you think people would drive to you. So within a 50-mile radius, how many cities, how many Chamber of Commerce offices are there? Go on the web pages. If you go online, you should be able to find the Chamber of Commerce office, and they'll have a schedule of events. Most all of them have something that they call a Chamber After Hours meeting. What is that? It's basically an evening. Sometimes it's just an evening meeting. Sometimes it's a dinner meeting where all the leaders of the industry, or leaders in different corporations, businesses, get together and schmooze. They schmooze, then they have a meeting, or sometimes they'll schmooze and have a dinner. But at the beginning of this, so usually the first, let's say 20 minutes to half hour, everyone just gets to know each other. So you'll be rubbing elbows with lawyers and doctors and bankers and insurance agents and salespeople. So basically everyone that you see in business in your city. So don't just do it with your own city. Go to all of them. Now, it's not crashing, okay, because people expect this. I mean, some of them might even charge $10 to show up. You don't have to go all the time. Just go once or go a couple times if you see you're doing well. So you go in there, put a bunch of those packets that you have in your pocket, and just walk up to people, introduce yourself, give them a packet. I'm the new hypnotist down the street, or in the next town. Open the hypnosis office. I'm just introducing myself and giving everybody a gift, open house gift, or a welcome gift, or a thank you gift, for popping in and seeing me. And you just give it to them and move on to the next crowd. It's kind of a fun thing to do because you meet all walks of life, and even though it might be the first time you go, you're going to be kind of the center of attention because hypnotist is not a very common topic. So people are going to say, hey, come here, Bob. This guy's a hypnotist. And they're going to start asking you questions. Some of them might be silly, but again, I'm sure you know the kind of questions. You've been doing this for a while. So Chamber of Commerce after hours, or Chamber of Commerce outings, sometimes they have, the bigger chambers might even have like a trade show or a home show once a year. But I like the monthly ones because this way you can go to a lot of places right away. Now, that's a good way to just go out and hand out cards and all that. Here's another thing that a lot of people don't think of is I call these the animal clubs, okay? The animal clubs are those service clubs known as the wolves, the clubs, the wolf clubs, the lions, the moose, the elks. So that's why I call them animal clubs. But there's also with a lot of them without animals. There's Rotary clubs. They don't have the animal names. There's the Kiwanis. There's a lot of women's clubs that cater just to women. There's a lot of men's clubs. Now, when I say men's club, I don't mean a strip joint. I mean men's business clubs, okay? So contact these clubs. I've done this quite a bit in the past, and especially if I find the ones that respond the best, I usually like the Lions Club and the Kiwanis. Most of these clubs have to have a speaker every month. They have a meeting on a monthly basis where all the business people come, and they have a speaker get up and talk for about 20 minutes. This is a great way to get known, to get leads, to get networking with people. You're going to make friends. So you don't get paid for the talk. Sometimes they'll give you a cup or a little pin to put on your lapel as, a complimentary type thing for thanking you to come. So volunteer a 20-minute presentation for them. Now, what do you do when you get there? You do a 20-minute presentation. Don't bore them with a talk, because see, these guys come here every month and they're used to hearing, the guy from Joe's Tires talking about how he's going to put together, how they make retread tires. You take a tire and you put rubber on it, and then you put tread in the rubber. I mean, you look in the audience and half the people are sleeping. So you want to do something interesting, something different. For those of you that have my hypnosis manual, okay, go in the what is it? There's a section over there. There's a chapter where I kind of put everything. The miscellaneous chapter there. That's the word I'm looking for. Towards the end of the miscellaneous chapter, you'll see the exact routine I do actually for all my group sessions, and I use the first half of that group section, that group presentation, for when I do talks for these service clubs. For those of you that don't have my hypnosis manual, you can get it for free. It's a 447-page manual. Just go to our webpage. You'll see the link at the end of this video at choosehypnosis.com, and you can download it for free. And then you go to the, like I said, the miscellaneous section, and you'll see the business part. So I'm going to run through it really quick what I do. Okay, so basically you do a brief introduction, or excuse me, even before that. As you're going up to the stage, it's hard to give these guys all packets right away, but as you're going up to the stage, I like to have a whole mess of business cards in 2 stacks. I'll go up to one person on one side of the audience in the front, and I'll say, here, would you pass these out to all these people before we get started? And I give the other side the same thing. So they're passing out my cards right away. Now, I usually have a fun thing on the back of my cards, so I can use that as a laugh if you have some kind of a joke thing or a little game thing as an icebreaker, but it doesn't really matter. So have them all pass out cards and, look at them and say, yeah, right now, just to make sure they do it. And that way they all have your card at least to start. Get on stage, introduce yourself, make your introduction really quick, because they're not there to hear all about you and your accomplishments and where you started. They're there to learn what this is like. They're there to pretty much be entertained. So that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to get up. I usually say, hi, I'm Rainey with the American School of Hypnosis. How many of you have ever been hypnotized before? And you get 2 or 3 of them raise their hands. And let's do a short demonstration. I'm going to do a quick demonstration on what hypnosis is all about. And if you go on the page just before the demonstration, showing you the process and the manual, you'll see the finger gun type thing I do. And here I'll try to do it for you really quick. What I do is I say, I want you to do what I say as quickly as you can without thinking about it, everyone. Okay, so what I want you to do is put your right hand up in the air, okay, and go ahead and wiggle your fingers. Make a circle, make a gun. Make another circle, look at your circle, look at my circle, put the circle on your chin. Okay, for those of you that did it with me, your chin's over here, that's your cheek. But 98% of them are going to go like this, and when you say your chin's right here, they all start laughing. I do that as an icebreaker. You don't want to be boring, and right away it sets you apart as, hey, this presentation is going to be fun. Then I explain to them, that was hypnosis, okay? Basically, through suggestion, I tell you to do what I say, but I was speaking so fast to you that you stopped listening and started doing what I was doing. So I could have said, make a circle, make a gun, give me a wallet. You would have done this, but the suggestion, give me a wallet, would have stuck with you all day long. That's usually how I start with these people, and I start that way with pretty much any public speaking. So from there, I give a very brief kind of intro as to what hypnosis is and what I'm doing. Not even 5 minutes, because your presentation is going to take a little while. So what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm with the American School of Hypnosis. Basically what we do is we do hypnosis sessions. Hypnosis is just suggestibility. Now, some people are more suggestible than others, so we're going to do a little demonstration to see how suggestible you are. And what I do is I do the finger test. You've all seen that before, where I want you to take your hands, put it like this, put your fingers about 2 inches apart, and I want you to concentrate on the space between your fingers and imagine there's a rubber band on your fingertips and it's getting tighter and tighter, pulling them closer and closer until you touch. You'll find that whole presentation with the words in the manual as well. The only difference is when I do this in a regular session for a suggestibility test, I tell the people as soon as your fingers touch, put your hands down. Well, in a group, I say as soon as your fingers touch, I want you to stand up. That way, peer pressure, they all start standing up and they start laughing and it's making it fun. So if you want, you can do the arm rising too. Sometimes I'll do the arm rising falling one, and I'll look who's the most suggestible person in the audience, and I'll have them come up, and I'll do a postural sway. And if you're comfortable with that and you do it, it'll be very strong because you just did a postural sway test, which you had somebody feel the magnetic pull and fall back in your hands that doesn't even know you. So you did it with one of their people, so they know it's not a plant, and they see how powerful it is. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do a brief demonstration of what hypnosis feels like. I'm not going to do a whole session. I'm only going to do a relaxation. So here's what I want you all to do. Sit with your feet flat on the ground. Sit comfortable. Hold your head up. Don't let it flop all around. I don't want you to have a sore neck. Close your eyes, and then you begin. Okay, now what are you going to do? You're going to do a progressive relaxation. These are all in the book, the scripts. I usually do a progressive relaxation. I do a deepener. Usually I'll do the staircase or the elevator deepener. And then the awakening. That quick. Okay, you're not going to do, what's going to happen is they're going to really relax. They're going to start enjoying it. And just when they're getting into it, you're having them open their eyes. That was a demonstration of what hypnosis is like. Normally we give you suggestions and it'd be a little bit longer, but I didn't want to take up too much of your time. Thanks for having me. I'll be right over there if you have any questions. And by the way, for those of you that think you would be interested in hypnosis for smoking or anything, or if you have any friends that you think might be interested, come over to that desk. I have $100 gift certificates for you folks while I'm here. And just go over there and have your packets, okay? And people will come. A lot of times they go on with the meeting, but some people will kind of sneak over. And if you have to leave, you can't wait for them to take a break, put a few of your certificates, maybe 5 or 10 of them, on the table where you were and just walk out. They'll grab them. So that's what I do with the corporate people. Okay, it's just a quick presentation. The whole thing should take about 20 minutes. Like I said, don't get too much. It's not like a hypnosis session, an individual session, where you got to take 20 minutes or a half hour to prepare them. These people, they're with their friends. There's power in numbers. They're not afraid of you, so you don't have to spend a lot of time making them feel comfortable and, basically explaining a lot about hypnosis. It's just pretty much, we're going to do it. I'm going to show you what it's like. Close your eyes and get going, okay? Let's see. Other than that, that's the Chamber of Commerce people. Excuse me, that's the animal clubs, the service clubs. Now, the other group that I deal with for business are the breakfast business meeting organizations. Places like businesses like BNI, which is Business Network International. They're pretty much in every major city. Look them up online. Business Network International, BNI. And go. Usually you can go free for the first time. It's like $10, something like that afterwards, but just go for the first time. Now, besides them, there's a lot of smaller groups that meet usually at a restaurant, or I've been to some that met at nursing homes, that met, wherever they can get a hall or a room. And you have maybe 10, 15, 20 business people. And if they're there for breakfast or just for a meeting, either way, it's a pretty quick thing. And what they do is when you get there, they go around the room and everybody has about 4 to 5 minutes to introduce themselves and tell what they do. So you can have a lot of fun with that. When it comes up to you, tell them who you are, do a suggestibility test, which will really have a lot of fun with them, or the finger gun thing. I like to do the finger test. Give them all a business card, tell them what you do, where you are, or again, it's a smaller group, give them all a gift. I have a gift certificate to introduce myself. Thanks a lot. And move on to the next one. Make it fun. So I find that finger thing it shows them who's suggestible and who isn't. You let them know if your fingers didn't go together. It doesn't mean you can't be hypnotized. It just means you need to be hypnotized differently. This is a test we use to find out how your mind works to hypnotize you the right way. If your fingers go together, we hypnotize you by relaxing you. If they don't, we keep your mind busy. Those are the 2 different ways of hypnotizing people. So that's what we have for you. I'd like to thank you all for coming, and be sure to be here for part 5 of this 5-part mini-series. Have a great day.